Unit 2, Topic 9, solve a compound inequality involving intersections. So the idea in here is that we've got two different inequalities where we know x is greater than or less than or equal to certain values, and you have two different inequalities, and you're trying to find out where they both intersect to say where x has to be in between to solve or to satisfy both of those inequalities. So let's look at one example. We have x is less than or equal to 0 and x is greater than or equal to -4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw three. Ooh, that was not even remotely close to straight. So we're going to draw three number lines to help show this. So the first one is going to be for our first inequality. The second one's going to be for our second inequality. See how that works? And then our third one's going to be for where they intersect. So we know that we have 0. We have -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we know we have some numbers over here. These are not as specifically important because they're not part of the inequalities. Okay. So first we're going to look at x is less than 0. So let's go ahead and say that means we include 0. Notice there's a dot there, and it's going to go cover everything down this way, right? Then we have x is greater than or equal to -4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to -4, and it's everything greater than this. So this inequality is here, and this inequality is represented by the red. So where do they intersect? Well, this range right here, right? So when we come down here, -4 to 0. And they include -4 and 0 because both of those were included with the inequalities. So we know then that x must be between -4 and 0. And the way we write this is with our closed brackets that are inclusive, like that. All right, so that would be the solution for these two compound inequalities. All right, let's take a look at another example. All right, here we have x is greater than or equal to 0. Can anybody actually read that? Sorry. X is greater than or equal to 0, and we have x is greater than or equal to -5. So again, we're going to draw our three number lines. Very straight. I'm kind of straight. All right. So we're looking at 0, 0, 0, 0. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I was better at this, you guys would get to see them line up perfectly, but we're going to pretend that they line up really well because I'm trying. Okay. So our first one here is x is greater than or equal to 0. So that means we're including 0 with a big dot, and that covers everything this side, right? So all those values satisfy this inequality. Then we have x is greater than or equal to -5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's greater than or equal to, so it means it covers everything to the right of -5. So this inequality is represented by the red region. Now, what is covered by both? Well, this area is not, right? So the only area that is this 0, including 0, and up. So we know then that x needs to be greater than or equal to 0. So the way we would write that in interval notation is we would include 0 with that square bracket, and it can go all the way up to infinity. And remember, when we go up to infinity, we use a non-inclusive parenthesis. That's just important because when you input this answer into Newton, it won't recognize if you use the wrong parenthesis or square bracket, or it'll mark it as wrong. So please be very careful with your brackets and your parentheses. All right, we're going to go through one more example. This one is x is greater than or equal to 4, and x is less than or equal to -6. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oof, I don't think they're going to intersect. So how do we handle that? Let's take a look. So again, we're going to draw three. I'm going to do this 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you know what I'm going to do on this one? I'm going to go ahead and write them all on the same one so we can really take a look at that lack of an overlap. Okay, so we're going to look first at, we're going to do it in blue. We're going to have x is greater than or equal to 4. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. It includes this, and it goes up this way. Now we're going to look at x is less than or equal to, remember, and I'll show you even on here, that includes the bracket there, sorry. Here we have x is less than or equal to -6. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that covers everything this way. They don't intersect. There is nothing here that intersects. So that means there is no solution. There's no solution. So you would put like this circle with a line through. There's no solution to this. You cannot solve this because there's nothing that would solve both of these inequalities. All right, so I think that covers the different bases or different scenarios for solving inequality, the inequalities with the intersection. If you have any questions about that, let me know.